Morning traders, welcome to this week's Elliott Forex and Crypto Currency Market Analysis webinar. I hope you all had a great week. Right, so what we're going to do here, we are going to look at how we focused at the market last week, how the market performed, and then we're going to look at what we expect going into the new week. All right, so let's get started. Before we start, if you'd like to contact us, go to our YouTube channel, Trading Waves. That's the name of the channel. The new Elliott Wave Principle. We call it the new Elliott Wave Principle because we do things differently. And you will see as we do the market recap or some of the trades that we did last week, you'll see exactly what we are all about when we get started. So check it out. So if you want to follow us, check out our social media pages under the description of all the videos on our channel. So these are the, if you just open any of the videos, you go down to the description, you will find our contact details as well as the links to our website. Right, so that is the link to our website, elliottwave-principle.com. And for any inquiries, you can use that global chat on the bottom right corner of the website. Right, so we've got our next course starting on the 29th of November. You can start purchasing the course. Then when we have the live one, you would have already watched the course, and then you can engage and ask questions if there was anything specific that you did not understand during the recorded course. So the recorded course is available immediately when you make a purchase. All right, so what is it that we do exactly, and what are the benefits of being in our group or channel? So I'm going to show you the trade recap and how we focus the market on a daily basis. Let's just take this example and look at the market recap for the past week. Let's have a look here. So there's an interesting one. I just want to have a look at that one first. Right, so those that have been watching our videos for a while will remember or will know how we've been focusing the market. And it's easy, you can just go back in time onto our YouTube channel and look at how we have been focusing the market over time. So, and the nice thing about that is we've got timestamps for each and every pair that we cover here during the webinar. So if you want to follow AUD US dollar over the last couple of months, you can just go to each video in the last couple of days or whichever specific period you're interested in, and you just click there. It's easy to follow. It's easy to track how we're doing with our analysis, because we're not just doing the analysis, because we need to be accountable and for the results and for the outcome of this. Right, so let's have a look here. AUD New Zealand. Let's have a look at AUD New Zealand. So this was the forecast. Let's have a look at the date first. So if you look at AUD New Zealand, you can check the date here. This was the September the 28th. What were we focusing here on AUD New Zealand? We were focusing that AUD New Zealand was going to push back up here at about 560. So that is the chart on AUD New Zealand. And this is how AUD New Zealand has played out. So we got to that 560 that we were looking at. If you look at this, so we got to that level that we were looking at, and we focused that we're going to have these three wave corrections. So now, make note, it was first from here up to 560. We're focusing. Look at the number of moves that we're focusing. Let's just count here. We're focusing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moves. Okay. So the first one has already played out. As you can see, we've gone from here to 560 as expected. Let's look at the next one here. So look at that correction. So now we're expecting the correction. As you can see there, how is it playing out now? So this is the next chart here. The correction starts. We get the first leg of the correction. We're expecting this to give us the three-wave leg here with a white degree and then a move to the downside. Now you can see here, we can add additional waves here when you go into the lower degree. There is a correction in the B white degree. Let's have a look at the next chart here on AUD New Zealand. Look at how this is playing out. Look at how this is playing out. So the first leg, that white B degree that we were looking for, and now we are looking for AUD New Zealand to get back to the blue box area around 350. Has that played out? Let's have a look at the latest one. So you can see step by step we have got and forecast for this. So let's just have a look here at the latest AUD New Zealand chart and look at how that has played out eventually as far as the forecast is concerned. So from September, that is what we've been focusing. We've been focusing this to push up to 560. We got to 600. We focused the 3 wave moves that we've, as you can see here, then we're looking at the last leg. We focused this correction in detail. As you can see, the 3 waves here in the white degree. That is how we forecast the market on a daily basis. This is what our members get, and this is how the Elliott wave theory works. As you can see, we understand exactly where we are, which in terms of degrees, cycles, and sequences of the market. Okay, so that is a good one to track. So let's have a look at so maybe what I'm going to do here is I'm not going to come back to these charts that we're going to look at during market recaps. So the focus here is that we're going to get into around the 1330 area as per the forecast, and then we're going to have a reaction from that area. That is Audi New Zealand. Let's look at the rest. Let's look at the rest. That was Audi. Who of you remember the focus on Audi pound CHF? So we focused at pound CHF from the blue box. As you can see, we dropped straight from the blue box and we put back here. So from here, we knew that this was now ready for a move to the downside. And you will see that we have now plummeted right down to the bottom as far as pound CHF is concerned. Let's have a look. Look at that chart before. Look at how this one has played out. Okay, so this is how, let's have a look here. This is how pound, I don't know, why is that link opening funny? I need to get the actual link here. Right, so that is how that is played out. Okay, that is how that is played out. So we've got that chart. This is the focus from right here. Looking for this to push down to the bottom around 244. We're looking for that to continue right down at the bottom. Okay, so that is what we're looking for there. We've already reached our target. And this is where we got the trade from, initially from the blue box and all the way to the downside. So this was a very nice one. And if you look at previous focus on the videos, you'll see that we focused that we're going to get that drop exactly from there. And this is how we traded it actually. So all our members got it right from the blue box. As you can see, this was a painless trade from right here, pulls back in 3 waves. Even when it was pulling back, we still knew that that was going to continue to the downside. And as you can see here, we had a continuation pattern. We still expected continuation to the downside. Let me just clear this. We still expected continuation to the downside. Even when we got closer to the target, we've now crushed that target. We're still expecting this to continue to the downside. That is pound CHF, and that is how that one has played out. All right, so let's have a look at the rest here. So pound CHF played out very nicely. Now look at pound New Zealand. Now pound New Zealand, I'm showing you exactly where we took the trade, but this was not the way the focus started. If you remember, where the focus started was here. We wanted this to push into the blue box and then the drop. Now look at how that plays out from the blue box. So from the blue box, we get the drop. This is how pound New Zealand has played out. So we get that from the blue box. As you can see, we've already dropped from 96,500 to about 89. That is over 700 pip drop on pound New Zealand alone in just a couple of days. All right, so that is a pound New Zealand. Let's have a look at the rest here. The next one is Audi Yen. Now Audi Yen, these are the yen pairs. You'll see there's a bit of a change in the structure as far as the yen pairs are concerned. Let's have a look here. So with our New Zealand yen first, let's start with the right one here. Let's have a look at Audi Yen. Yes, Audi Yen. So we're simply looking for these to get into the blue boxes here and make a reversal now. We're not worried about the reversal for now. For now, we just wanted to see this come into the blue box and make a bounce. But we have now come into the blue box, as you will see in the next chart. But the question is, are we going to get that bounce? We're going to see as we do the market analysis now. So we have got into the blue box. We are right there in the blue box. Now we want to see that bounce there. Let's have a look and we'll see how that's going to play out. We're going to see that shortly when we start with the market analysis. That is Audi. New Zealand will be similar. We're simply looking for this to get into the blue box. As you can see, we're looking for this one to reverse. We've already gone down to around this level. We want to see a reaction higher. Let's have a look at how this is playing out here. So that is New Zealand. We want to see that reaction to the upside. We've already gone to this level, which is our blue box area. That's where we want to see a reaction. All right, so let's have a look at the next one. Now, gold and silver, inch perfect analysis on gold and silver. As you will see here, we're looking for gold to push right from here. As you can see, as you would have already seen in the market, we're already around 1,816 as far as gold is concerned. We've already pushed up to this level. This is how we forecasted gold to push to the upside. and this is how it has now played out, as you can see. So focusing from the bottom, and this is how it's playing out. You can see from around 1771 to 1816, that's almost $50 move, a $50 move on gold. We're still expecting gold to continue pushing through the upside. As you can see, this is only a leading diagonal, a pullback, and we're looking for gold to continue pushing to the upside in that purple wave 3. You'll also see that silver has got a similar structure. We picked up silver as well, similar structure. We've got a 3-wave pullback in silver, blue box area. We're looking for a reversal. Look at how silver plays out, inch perfect, right into the blue box, and it reverses. Okay, so the blue box is a powerful reversal area that is supported by the Elliott wave theory. So look at that, right into the blue box, and then we reverse. Correction here, we still push to the upside. So even if you didn't get it from the blue box, the indicator would have told you to take it above the channel there. So that is what we have on silver, and that's how the market has played out in the last week. Now look at Brent crude oil. Brent crude oil, this is a recent trade from just the last week. We're focusing that Brent crude oil will give us a 3-wave corrective structure into the blue box and then push to the upside. Let's have a look at how this is playing out. Has not quite played out as yet. We've just gotten into the blue box. We expect that to start pushing out from the blue box. So we've got here, we've made a move here, but that does not change the structure at all. We're still just in the blue box. We expect oil to start pushing up higher from the blue box. So as you can see how powerful the blue box is. So you can rely on a blue box trade setup. Let's have a look at the NASDAQ, at the NASDAQ here. So the NASDAQ also, we focused it from right at the bottom. So this was the 6th of October, where we were focusing the move from the blue box and looking for upside. You can already see what has happened with the NASDAQ. So if you look at the NASDAQ, look at how it has already played out. All of this forecasted before the market moves. So it is important to be able to focus what happens on the right-hand side of the chart. Anybody can label a chart on the left-hand side, but to get it right on the right-hand side, you need to have a solid strategy, a solid proven strategy. That is how the NASDAQ is played out. Let's have a look at the next one here. Next one would be the DAX. Look at how we focus on the DAX. So there's an entry here with a stop entry, looking for this to push to the upside. How is the DAX played out? Let's have a look. So this is the DAX already, the entry there, already in, and we're looking for the DAX to continue pushing up higher into the new week. Right, so that's the analysis for the week. UK 100, we've been focusing this for a while as well. So we're looking for this one to come down into the blue box and push to the upside. Not just one move. Look at how many moves has played out as far as the UK 100 is concerned. We've got a move down into the blue box. That's the move into the blue box and the push to the upside. We're still expecting the UK 100 to continue pushing up higher. Right, so that's what we have there on the UK 100. And that's how we focused the market in the last week, just to mention, just to show you a few of the charts. Now, let's get into the analysis for the week. We are going to start with the US dollar pairs. Let's go right into that. We're going to start with the DXY, look at the euro, and the rest of the US dollar pairs. Let's have a look. Right, euro, let's start with the DXY. Now the DXY, we have been looking, so you guys are tired of looking at this structure. Let's have a look at this. I'm just going to switch this off here. Let's show you the structure on the daily. It has been playing out for a while, and we've been waiting for this reversal for some time now. We are simply looking for this structure. We also have a video, a short video on our channel where we're detailing euro US dollar, which is just going to be the inverse of what I'm showing you here. We are looking for this structure to push to the downside. That's all we've been looking for. So we've been looking at this to be an A, B, C corrective structure, and for this to continue to the downside. So that's what we're looking at there. Let's just mute the participants here. So we've been looking for that to continue to push to the downside. Is it time for this to reverse? It looks like it's about time. We're about to reverse. We're currently right here in the blue box. We're focusing this as the blue box. If I take this off, you'll see that we've had that blue box for a while, and the market has just been playing in the same place for some time now. I'm going to switch that off, and let's have a look at the structure in the lower degree in the 4-hour. You'll see in the 4-hour that we are about to drop. Okay, so this is what we're looking at here on the 4-hour. So we've pushed to the upside. So Last week, we were looking for these to have already started the move to the downside. If you remember, 2 weeks back, we were looking for this one to have already started the move to the downside, but we've got this pullback now, but that pullback is simply going up in 3 waves. So we're still expecting that from here, we're going to start that drop, and the indicator is supporting a move to the downside as far as the DXY is concerned, with the dollar index. Let's show you the structure here. Let's show you the chart. Show you the chart on the DXY. I'll show you a daily chart on the DXY, just to give you a perspective. So that is the chart on the DXY. We're simply looking for this. You see here, we're looking for that reversal there. That is on the daily. If I show you on the week, on the 4 hour. So look at this here. We're looking at this one to be 1, 2, 3. We're currently in the blue box. We may push to the upside. The only way we're going to push to the upside, as shown there, is this one here. If we are looking at this, there's a possibility that this plays out as a 3-wave structure to the downside. This one makes a 3 to the upside, takes the top here. If we ever take the low here like this and make a bounce, we're going to see more upside. But the only way we're going to see more upside is that if this takes the top. If this takes the top, means we're going to see upside. Because even if we take the top and we come down, we're already making a flat. So we're going to make another leg to the upside. But we're not looking at that. We're looking for this to reverse from current levels. So this is what we're going to be looking at into the mini week for the reversal at current levels. Right, so now Euro US dollar is similar, but the inverse. So if you look at Euro US dollar, we're looking for this 3-wave corrective structure to start pushing to the upside, and we may have started that move to the upside, as you'll see in the actual chart now. But let's show you the 4 hour first on the euro. So if you look at the euro on the 4 hour, we are right in the blue box. We've been looking for this corrective structure here to give us one leg to the downside. That's what we've been focusing from the last week. One last leg. As long as we're still in the blue box, as long as there's divergence here, we are still on track for a reversal. Okay, so we're still looking for that reversal there. Let's look at the actual charts here. That's the DXY. Let's have a look at the actual chart on the euro. So you'll see that on the euro, we are going to make that bounce here. Okay, we're going to make that bounce. We're looking for this, and we may be on our way all the way to the upside here. Any continuation pattern here, any 4 hour setup, will look to take it to the upside as far as the euro is concerned. And the break above this, a clear break above this, will confirm that we are ready for that reversal as far as the euro is concerned. Because if we do get to this level, this is a structural level where this can make 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and the pulsing move here, and then the reversal. So we need to clear this to confirm that we're not going to get this as a continuation pattern for one more leg to the downside. That is the euro. Pound US dollar, we'll expect this to give us a reaction, just a reaction from current levels, even if it is a 3-wave pullback. If you remember the structure that we're looking at this one as a running flat. This is 3 waves here. That's a move down here, and we could have pound US dollar making a move like this. So if I just clear this one up here, so you can see where we're coming from here. This is 3 waves, as you can see here. We've got 1, 2, 3. We can have the same here. This is 1, 2, 3. You can have the same 1, 2, 3. That's why I'm expecting a pullback currently as far as pound US dollar is concerned. And then you're going to have this one as a WXY corrective structure. So we may get a pullback because of the weakness in the dollar index short term on the pound. But then we're still looking, we'll still be looking for this to complete the structure and make a move to the upside. That is a pound US dollar. Alternatively, we may have ended the move here. If you look at the daily, and you'll see something similar on pound yen as well. We may have started a move to the downside. If we get a setup here, even if we know that there's continuation to the downside, we are able to take it to the downside, even if it gets to that level, because the bigger structure would have completed here and would have had this flat correction. Make note of this structure when we get to pound yen, because there's going to be a similar structure there as well. Now, pound CAD, we're expecting that the dollar index will start showing some weakness. So with pound CAD, let's go to the 4 hour. We're expecting that current correction to drop. Okay, we'll be expecting this to continue to the downside. We're looking for this to continue lower. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. We're still looking for this one to continue lower. We may get a bit of a push to the upside, but we'll be looking for this here on pound CAD. A move to the downside, that's actually a nice setup for more downside. If I just show you the chart on the 4 hour, or rather, let's have a look at it on the 1 hour. As you can see, we're looking for this one to get into the blue box and make that reversal. That is US dollar CAD. US dollar chief has been dropping since the trade setup. Remember, about 3, 4 weeks ago, when we were here, we were looking for this one to drop, and we are still looking for US dollar CHF to continue the drop here. From here, that's another setup. 1 hour setup, you look for more downside. That is per US dollar CHF. Right, AUD US dollar. So we're expecting some pullback as far as AUD US dollar is concerned, as far as the euro is concerned, some pullback here and a move back here like that. Okay, so let's get that 3-wave pullback here. Is it going to be a continuation pattern for this? This move, the expanding flat here is already invalidated. So simply here, we're going to just look for a 3-wave pullback, at least in the short term, because we are seeing the weakness in the DXY. So let's see how far that goes when we get to around 74.50. Okay, so that is AUD US dollar, New Zealand US dollar. Right, New Zealand is showing a bit more strength as well, so we're going to be looking for a consolidation at current levels and a push to the upside. New Zealand actually still looks decent for an expanding flat like this. So let's see what we're going to get as a setup here. We're going to look for a continuation pattern here, and we're going to look for confirmation of a move to the upside. Let's see how that plays out in the week. US dollar ZAR is showing US dollar weakness, and there's a possibility for this structure, which we've been looking at since we started the move to the upside. We've been looking for US dollar ZAR to get to that level. Why have we been looking for that? It's because we're looking for this to make this structure and then move back here. So we've reached the 1540 that we were looking for here. We're now looking for this one to get around 14 and a continuation to the upside. So that will make a WXY corrective structure. So let's see if the US dollar ZAR can continue to push back to around the 14 level. Right, the yen pairs. So I've been talking about pound yen. So pound yen, we've been looking for this one to just simply make a reversal here to make a continuation pattern. But what we're seeing here in the bigger structure, in the bigger degree, the daily, is that pound yen may have completed this structure. And I'm going to show you our chart as well. If you look at this, there are 5 waves here that have completed in this leg here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this could be a 5th wave. We've got 1, 2. I'm going to show you again there properly. We've got a passing move here, we've got a corrective move here, and we've got this one as a 3, and we've got this one as 1, 2, 3, right? So if you look at this, you can get a straight line here. If you look at this here, you have a diagonal here, you have a diagonal there, right? So what you're getting here on pound yen is this ABC. WXY 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and with that we may have completed the bigger A. And unfortunately, I'm out of space here, guys. Let's make it a bit more detailed so you can see where this is all coming from. A, B, and the last leg would have completed a C. And if this is the C here, we may be in for a bigger move to the downside, guys, because now that means we have completed this. We have completed this expanding flat. And that expanding flat is as follows. It is a move up, it is a move down, and it is a move up. Okay, so you see that there's strong divergence here, and this, if we start getting a setup for downside, we could be taking this for the long term. Okay, but we're going to take it one wave at a time. Let's wait for a setup here on pound yen. So don't go and take the trade now. This may still push a little bit lower before we get a pullback, but wait for that pullback because it will come. Okay, so that's what we're looking at on pound yen. We're looking for possibility of more downside, and that may have completed that structure. Let's show you the chart that we have on the daily here on the yen pairs. So the chart that we have here was posted, as you can see, beginning of October. We have been looking for pound yen to continue pushing to the upside as far as 62, but we have just gotten up to 56, 57, and that could have completed the structure. This does not disqualify the setup here. It just means that there will be here in yellow, will be here, and the 5, and all these groupings are going to be here in this leg, and we start making a move to the downside. So watch out for a setup on the 4-hour, because that could be the move that takes you all the way down, and you could be holding that trade for some time. Right. Now we've got US dollar yen. So currently US dollar yen is making a structure like this. We've got a 3 move down here. We've got 3 up here. Could be getting another 3 down here. Let's see if we're going to get a bit of a bounce here. So US dollar yen may be slightly different to what the rest of the yen pairs are doing. So far, we're just going sideways but let's just watch that for us. If we get a setup here for more downside, could just be taking us back here to complete this three-wave structure. But let's see how this one plays out for now. Short-term bearish, long-term bullish. Euro yen, we also look for euro yen to just simply give us a three-wave pullback here. But euro yen may have completed its move to the downside, to the upside. Let's have a look at that euro yen daily chart. I can show you this one now because this was done a while back. So if you see here euro yen, we were looking for this to push to the upside. We've already pushed to around this level, and now we may be looking for that wave 4 to start playing out, and then we get the last leg to the upside. So let's watch this current corrective structure. This current corrective structure I'm going to show you, that is the one in the green degree there. That's the one that we're looking at to see if we're going to get a bit of a bounce here before the drop. Okay, CHF yen. Now CHF yen, check where we focused CHF yen from as far as the daily is concerned. Remember this three-wave structure that we had? We actually focused it from the top here, coming down here. And this is quite a big move because it was from 120 to about 114. So that's about 600 pips here. We got that move here, and we're focusing from the beginning of the month. We've been focusing that CHF yen will now make a push to the upside. How far did we go? We went as far as 25 as far as CHF is concerned, and we are now making this move. CHF may be at the end of its move, and we may be looking for long-term downside here as far as the CHF is concerned. As you can see, the W leg in white, 1, 2, 3, and this could be the start of a bigger downside as far as the CHF is concerned. So with CHF, if you get a 4-hour setup here, that could be the start of the long-term move to the downside. So be patient with that, as because so far we can have this, we can have one more up here, and then we can get that long-term downside. Any upside is going to be short-term. Long-term, we're going to be looking for downside. Now, AUD yen, you saw this one during trade recaps. We're simply looking for this one to get into the blue box. Are we going to get a reaction there? That's what we're going to be looking for into the new week. So we're going to be looking for a reaction at that level. New similar to New Zealand yen, we've already looked at this one during trade recaps. So we're going to be looking at for a reaction at current levels. We're going to be looking for a reaction at current levels as follows. So the running flat there. Okay, CAD yen has also made the three-wave pullback. We've been talking about the pullbacks over the last couple of days. We are now here. Are we going to get a reaction here to the upside? So that's what we're going to be looking for as far as CAD yen is concerned. Right, silver and gold, we've already looked at that. Just look for continuation to the upside here. You've already seen this during trade recaps. Look for continuation to the upside. If you didn't watch trade recap, please refer back to trade recap. Right, so that is gold and silver. You can also refer back to trade recaps if you've not watched that. So we focused at that move here on silver. We're looking for this to just give us continuation pattern and then more upside. Brent crude oil, you've also seen Brent, platinum. I've skipped platinum. So platinum, we had a setup here from the blue box here. We're looking for this to push to the upside. We are pulling back here in what looks like 3 waves. So we're still expecting platinum to continue pushing to the upside. We had a blue box setup here on platinum. We're looking for that to continue pushing to the upside. Brent crude oil, we've already seen Brent crude oil during trade recaps. That is the 3-wave structure that we're looking at here. We're looking for this to continue to the upside. Right, that is Brent crude oil, pound AUD. So pound AUD, we've got this pullback reaction here, getting this one to the downside. So we are still bearish. If you remember pound AUD, we got the move from here. We got our trade set up here from pound AUD for a move to the downside. Okay, that is pound AUD, looking for continuation to the downside. So far, what is happening here is that you've got 1, you've got 2, you've got 3, you've got what looks like a wave 4, and then we're going to look for continuation to the downside. But this wave 4 may play out slightly different as follows. Just have a look at this wave 4. This one, we're coming to the downside. We may pull back, come down, make a continuation, make a flat correction, and make a move to the downside, which will still be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move. So let's see here. Get a clear setup before you get involved into this one. Right, so you've already seen pound New Zealand during trade recaps. How we got pound New Zealand from here. We focused it that we're going to have a move into the blue box and a move to the downside. This is a classic textbook example of how we trade the blue boxes here. So we focus it from here, up here, into the blue box, and look for a move to the downside. And you'll see that we also had a trade showing all members where to enter. This was done live during our trading room and every member saw this setup. Right, so now this is pound CAD. So pound CAD, we've been looking for continuation to the downside for a while. Let's just have a look at the current structure here. So with this here on the 4-hour, we're looking for this to actually give us a structure like this. 3 up, 3 down, and a move to the upside before we drop. But instead, what we're seeing here is that this was all the correction here as far as pound CAD is concerned. And then we started the drop. There was another opportunity for an entry. This was another opportunity for an entry in the week. Continuation to the downside. Okay, so that is a pound CAD. All still bearish. Pound chief, you've already seen this one, still bearish. You've seen this one during trade recaps. Euro pound, I have to show you this one on the daily because the structure may have slightly changed. So we're looking for this one to be making a push to the upside, a corrective move down here, and this one could be coming up here to give us a flat corrective structure here. So any consolidation here means we're still going to see more upside to retest the previous high at 87 before we look for continuation to the downside. That is a euro pound, euro Audi, similar to pound Audi. We're getting a, well, it looks like a pullback. Is this the start of the move to the upside? We're expecting this to be simply a pullback and a continuation to the downside as far as euro Audi is concerned. So looking at this, we're looking for that to continue lower. Similar to euro New Zealand, should follow pound New Zealand. So you can see here, this is coming up correctively, and we're going to expect this one to continue lower as well. Let's go back to the 4-hour on Euro New Zealand. Let's have a look here. So Euro New Zealand may even play out a structure like this. We can have a flat there, we have that structure, we have a move there, giving us an ABC corrective structure, and look for a move to the downside. Looking for this to give us a setup for more downside. So that's Euro New Zealand, still bearish. EURCAD, just like pound CAD, still bearish as well. But we have been in this consolidation structure for a while now, but this is how we are looking at that structure. Let's have a look now. So we've got this as 3 waves here, we've got that as a flat there, and we've got this one playing out as 3 waves. So let's go down, drill down into the 3 waves. What do I mean by 3 waves? We've got 3 waves there, you've got these as 3 waves, you've got these as 3 waves. Can you see there? So we're gonna, the next leg is for this to push a little bit higher and then drop. And what you would have here is a clear WXY corrective structure, just on this corrective structure, WXY, and then move to the downside. So we look for a bit of a push to the upside as far as EUROCAD is concerned, and then continuation to the downside. EUROCHF, just like pound chief, we got this one. I think we've shown this one during trade recap last time, that we got this one exactly here, and we've already dropped from 900 to about 550. That's over 400 pips in just a matter of a couple of days. So you expect continuation to the downside. We may get a bit of a pullback here in the 4-hour, but that will still be a continuation to the downside. Right, so those are the Euro pairs. Let's have a look at Audi New Zealand. You've already seen this one during trade recap. We started with this one. You can refer to trade recaps. AUDCAD. Okay, so AUDCAD, we were looking for this one to give us one leg to the upside, but this looks like it has simply given us an impulse there. So let's look for this to give us a pullback here. That should continue to the downside, but that will mean that we are now building this internal structure here. Okay, so let's see here, and then we're going to update this structure when we get to that level. It's just going to be much more complex here, right? That is AUDCAD, AUDJPY. AUDJPY has made a pullback here in 3. That's the whole move here in AUDJPY. That's the move down here. That's a 3-wave move, textbook 3-wave pullback here. We're now here, look for a pullback because this is going to continue to the downside. Those who trade trend lines will be late and find that this is now broken this one here. This is what they will look for, a trend line. And trend line traders will say, okay, when you see this pullback, this is what they say. They say it's going to retest the trend line. Okay, but for us, we know that it's not about the trend line. It's just making a corrective structure, and it must, because that is the part of the cycle and the sequence before we get to the downside. That is AUDJPY, looking for continuation to the downside. New Zealand CAD. So New Zealand CAD consolidating at current levels. This is 1, 2, 3. Let's make it bigger so you can see the structure clearly. Doesn't look like it's complete as yet. We have got this looking like a 1. Let's make it with the yellow color. We've got 1, 2, 3 there. 1, 2, possibility for a 3 to come take the top here. We should get another 3 here, whether it's going to be a zigzag or a flat. Then that will give us a WXY corrective structure. Then we'll look for this to push to the upside. Otherwise, if this is all the correction, then we're starting the move to the upside here. You can actually take this because this is a trade setup. You can actually buy this and look to target this area as a start. That's a minimum because that is also a possibility. Either that or we're going to get 3 down and upside. Okay, so that is New Zealand CAD, New Zealand Chief. New Zealand Chief still bearish as far as the indicator is concerned. We're going to see this continue lower to around these levels. CAD Chief has also, similar to AUDJPY, made a 3-wave move and is now continuing to the downside. What we're going to be expecting into the new week, this is a 3 waves that AUDJPY made. We've got the move down here. What we're going to be looking for is 3-wave moves like this before we continue to the downside. So that was the move, that was the 3 waves. So we're looking for this one to continue lower, giving us a WXY structure there. That is CAD Chief. Now the indices, guys, it's just a parabolic move to the upside. Let's have a look at the S&P 500. And I'm going to show you this just from my charts. Why have we been bullish? We've been looking for these 3-wave pullbacks on the indices. You've seen the NASDAQ, how we focused that to come into the blue box and then upside. Now you'll see why here in a short while. Let's show you the indices charts here on the 4-hour. Let's have a look at the indices so you can see why we've been so bullish and why we've been trading them the way we have. If you look at the 4-hour on the S&P 500, the red degree is simply only just getting started. The third wave there, that is where we focused it on the NASDAQ. You'll also see the NASDAQ here, we focused on the 3 waves, and that this is going to push up, make new all-time highs. We're still expecting this to continue pushing up higher as there is no sign of reversal. What is interesting about this is we have not even started making that yellow degree. We still need to complete the red degree. We're still going to have the yellow wave 4, and we're still going to have the yellow wave 4, and we're still going to have the 5 there. Only then will we complete the blue wave 4, which is out of the screen. So that is the 4 there. We're going to be looking for a blue wave 5. We're still pretty much bullish. Any pullback on the indices just going to be a continuation to the upside. You've already seen the NASDAQ during our trade recaps. So you've seen this blue box setup here. This is why we were looking for this to be only in wave 4 and for this to continue pushing to the upside. So as you can see here, we are in the blue wave 4 on the NASDAQ. All this is only just completing the wave 5 there. Right, so that is, we're still bullish all around all the indices. That is the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones. Let's have a look here at the Dow Jones as well. You've already seen the Dow, NASDAQ, the Dow. This is where we've got the 3-wave structure here. We're looking for this one to push to the upside for that wave 5. So that's why we've been bullish, the indices, the DAX as well. DAX, if you remember, we've got this one as a 3-wave pullback, WXY, and expected this one to continue pushing to the upside. You can refer to the previous videos to see how we focused on this before the moves. Right, the Nikkei, let's have a look at the 4-hour, the Nikkei. So the Nikkei has made 1, 2, 3, has started with a move to the upside as follows. There's another alternative on this, but we're not going to discuss that. We're just going to let this one, it's all bullish on even the next alternative as well. All right, so we're looking for this one to continue pushing to the upside. We've already started with the 1, 2, looking for that to go to that wave 5 as far as the Nikkei is concerned. And those are the indices. That is the S&P 500, just to show you the current structures. This is the Dow Jones Industrial. After this 3-wave structure, we pushed to the upside. The NASDAQ, you've already seen during trade recaps, blue box and a move to the upside. That's how they all played out. UK 100, you've seen this one during trade recaps. I will focus on this one to move into the blue box and then upside. So we are still bullish, but this, as you can see, is almost like making an ending diagonal there, so we can get a 3-wave pullback soon as far as the UK 100 is concerned. DAX, you've seen all of them just parabolic moves to the upside after these 3-wave moves. So DAX also just starting the new all-time highs. Any continuation pattern above that, we'll look for more upside. Right, so that's all I have for you this week, guys. For those that are looking for the cryptocurrency webinar, you can watch it on the channel, and we're going to be doing that shortly after this. Have a great day, everybody. If you like what we do, please hit that subscribe button. If you've not already done so, drop us a like. If you enjoyed the content, that shows us that the content is relevant to what you want, and also hit the bell notification button so that you can get an alert next time we post up a video. See you again next week. Trade responsibly. Cheers. Bye-bye.